A lot of Canadians don't know how to buy in Florida, and they're a little bit scared. But there's lots of benefits which I see, and it keeps you rooted in the U.S. U.S. is a great place to invest, especially the South.
Adding the mortgage and those three is going to give me $1,387 a month, and I'm doing this with a purchase price of $232,000. 25% down, and I can see that you can rent this place for $2,000 a month. So basically it's going to give me a cash flow of $600, and that's something that you cannot find here, especially with the prices that we have right now.
Hello everyone, welcome to Financial GPS. In this occasion, we're going to talk about everything Florida. So how to purchase a house in Florida, how to get a mortgage in Florida. And today we have a special guest, Brad, who's a mortgage agent in Florida. Hi, Brad.
Hi.
Can
Danielle.
you tell us a little bit more about you and what you do?
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you for inviting me, you guys. I'm a mortgage agent in the state of Florida and Texas. And I live in Vaughan, Ontario at the moment, and I go back and forth. And I've been a mortgage agent for 4 years, and I have many products I can offer Canadians that want to purchase properties through you guys in the state of Florida.
Nice. So you're Canadian, right?
I'm a Canadian. I'm born in Toronto. Lived here all my life. I did live in Vancouver a little bit, and Montreal, all around.
Nice.
I'm well traveled and stuff like that, but I'm just trying to help Canadians do on the financing side of home purchasing in Florida, and I'm also licensed in Texas also.
Nice, good.
Amazing. Brad, can you tell me a little bit of the benefits of buying in Florida?
Well, a lot of Canadians don't know how to buy in Florida, and they're a little bit scared. But there's lots of benefits which I see, and that is, of course, you're gaining. The whole financial system in the world is built on the U.S. currency, of course. So you're gaining U.S. equity all the time. You're paying down your mortgage, and hopefully the equity is going up like that. So it keeps you rooted in the U.S. U.S. is a great place to invest, especially the southern U.S., where it's still quite affordable. So there's lots of opportunities for us. It's much more difficult in Canada now, as you know. Buying properties here, the cost of living, the cost of all the different taxes. As you know, in the city of Toronto, it's double or triple tax now just to buy in a city like that. So people are just a little bit scared about it, but that's just about non-knowledge. We're here to educate your people in your podcast of the opportunities in Florida.
Yeah. Do you need to be a U.S. citizen to buy?
No, anybody can buy in the United States. There's specific programs for foreign nationals, and of course in Florida specifically, I've worked on some mortgages on people in Chile, from Brazil, from Argentina, all of those countries. Everybody wants to buy in the U.S., and Florida is the melting pot.
Yeah.
Really for immigration, and Texas too, of course, right? And then people need financing. They want a lot of foreign nationals want to take their money out of their country, wherever country they're in, and they want to invest in the U.S.
Yeah, I see a lot of opportunity, and I see that Florida is going to keep growing when it comes to housing. So it's crazy how prices here in Ontario are going up, and it's hard for people to qualify. So I think it's really important for people to use the benefit of having access to Florida market or the States market and invest down there. When it comes to investing in Florida, what programs do you offer? What mortgages can you offer to clients?
I mean, for the U.S., if I just need some funds. Of course, you're going to need a deposit to buy property in Florida, usually around 25 or 30%. Mm-hmm. But we can either take cash in the bank in Canada, or we can take it from a HELOC. Okay. And I can even take a gift letter on some funds. and stuff like that, but it has to be seasoned funds that are in a U.S. bank account, of course, around 30 days before the close of the transaction on the home that they buy from you guys.
Yeah.
So as long as the money's seasoned in the U.S. bank account, I can do a mock-up of the transaction to see, for them to see all of the expenses and the cash flow and everything else. I can work it out with you, and we can present a scenario where this is a good investment.
Yeah. I see the number one benefit to invest in Florida is the cash flow. Here it's really hard to have cash flow. Prices are up, interest rates are up. And I want to show you, and I want to show everyone, a property in Tampa, Florida. The listing price is $232,000, and it's located in a good neighborhood in Tampa. So I wanna run numbers, even though rates are going up and down lately. I want to run numbers with 6%. I can see this house has a HOA of $55, which is homeowners association,
Which is like condo fees.
condo
right?
fees, insurance of $105, and taxes of $181. Adding the mortgage and those three is going to give me $1,387 a month, and I'm doing this with a purchase price of $232,000, 25% down. And I was running my numbers, and I can see that you can rent this place for $2,000 a month. So basically, it's going to give me a cash flow of $600 per month. And that's something that you cannot find here, especially with the prices that we have right now. And that's the opportunity that I see in Florida. And actually, I see three of them. The first one is cash flow. The second one that I see is that your tenant is paying your mortgage. So part of the mortgage payment is going towards the principal and interest. And the third benefit that I see is equity, or it's going to increase in price in the future. And I think that's going to happen, right? I don't know if you recall 10 years ago, prices were so affordable here, and prices went up. And I think that's going to happen in Florida. And that's a personal opinion, right? What do you think about it?
David, I know your numbers are correct, and how I know that is, I was speaking to one of my clients on Thursday when I was in Florida a few days ago. I just got back last night. And my client is an Indian lady, and she's a widow, and she lives in Kitchener, Ontario. She owns 9 properties in Port St. Lucie. All of the properties are around $200,000 to $300,000. The same scenario as you just put on the screen. Yeah. And she cash flows all of the properties and lives in one. She just got her green card, and she sold her house in Kitchener and moved to Florida. And I'm a great friend of her. I financed 2 of her properties for her. I did cash out refis for properties that she paid cash for. I got 65 or 75% back on LTV on the cash out, and she bought more properties. So I helped her with that. So I know these numbers work, and people should take Danielle and Daniel very serious. These are opportunities that people don't know about or they're missing, and we're here to educate.
Yeah, and something that when it comes to investing, right? People, sometimes they ask for ROI, return of investment. And I was running the numbers, and if you give 25% out of this property, it's going to be $58,000, and the ROI is going to be 12%. So it's a good deal. But the most important part that I like to show my clients as a real estate agent in Florida is that you need to buy in a place where it's a good location, taxes are low, and HOA are low. And there's good places in Florida that you can still find those prices. So I think the knowledge that you can bring to us as a team is really important, because with your knowledge and the knowledge that we have, we used to live down there too. We can offer our clients better chances of making the right move.
Yeah, a lot of people are not familiar with the prices there. Some people think that they have a misconception because Florida is like so touristic and they have so many attractions and beach and stuff like that. People think like, oh, it's gonna be like really expensive. I'm not gonna be able to do it. It's not possible. I'm Canadian. I don't live there. And so giving people this information is going to maybe help them make that decision. A lot of people have money here and for a down payment, and they have we have people that call us, I have $80,000, but then they don't qualify for a mortgage. So what do you do with those $80,000 that you have? It's a good amount of money to start investing down there. So, yeah.
Something that I noticed, especially in the area that I like that we work, is prices are around 300,000. That's the base price. What can you get here for 300,000?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
It's really difficult.
Yeah.
There's lots of opportunities there. You know, when you're looking for properties, as you guys know, you have to. I'm really careful about I look at the area and the street that I'm on. Are neighbors taking care of their properties? Are they house proud, like that? And then I look at it as how much money do I have to put in this property?
Yeah.
To bring it up to my standard. I don't go overboard like that, but you know, I take care of when I buy an investment. I'm taking care of the washrooms, redoing the washrooms, check out the flooring, put pot lights in, scrape the ceilings. A lot of it's aesthetics. It's not that much. As long as the bones and the layout are really good, there's lots of opportunities for Canadians to buy in Florida.
And something that is really important too that we have to mention is that Florida is a landlord-friendly state. So they have rules that protect the landlords. Some people that I know, they work in property management, and they have mentioned to me that if someone doesn't pay, they'll get the sheriff to kick them out in 60 days. Something that is really important if you want to invest money, because you want to make sure that you want to protect your assets. And if someone doesn't pay you, you need to be able to go to someone for help, right? Ask for help. So I think that's really important to know that if you buy in Florida, there's laws that are going to protect your investment. I hear a lot of stories here in Ontario that people go 6-12 months without paying rent, and it's hard to get them out. So that's another benefit that you have down there.
I know I owned a property, and I live in Woodbridge now, but I was living in South Etobicoke down by the lake for 7 or 8 years, and during COVID, I had a renter in my house, and the renter stopped paying me. Of course, we have no rights as a landlord in Ontario. It's horrific. It's really, really bad. They just said, screw you, and they stopped paying me, and I had to pay the mortgage still and everything else. But I do have clients in Florida now, and as soon as there was any issue with their house, they sent a demand letter. They didn't pay. They sent it to the sheriff, and the sheriff eventually, it only took about a month. Their sheriff came and threw them out of the property. That was in West Palm Beach. I've had some clients, they talked to me about that. So, you know, there's a lot more protections as a landlord there than there is in Ontario, for sure.
Yeah. And as a Canadian, what kind of mortgages can you offer?
For Canadian, there is many lenders in the United States. That's why it's important to team up with us, the husband and wife team and myself, to try to find properties, because we can help you, bring you through the process and how to do it, and school you, you know, how to set up the company or how to close it in your own personal name, and find, you know, you guys can do the MLL searches for them and send them different properties. I forgot my train of thought, I'm sorry. What was I talking about?
The different types of.
Oh, the different types of mortgages, I'm sorry. Different types of mortgages. There's really, I can do an investment mortgage where it's just strictly an investment. That's just, it means I don't need any credit score in the United States, and I don't need any proof of funds. I just need really a passport and your tax records from here to show me that you live in Canada somewhere, and then proof of funds of the deposit, and then I can do a pre-approval, and I can give their pre-approval to Danielle and Daniel, and they can look for a property for you. So it's not that hard, really.
Okay. I see that it's easier to get a mortgage down there than here now. So many rules up here in Ontario. We have the stress test, prices are high, interest rates are high. So I think it's a good chance for people, if they don't know how to start, they can give us a call, right? We can guide them through. When it comes to having do you have people in your team that they can help them with when it comes to taxes, legal guidance, all this information?
Yeah, I do have, with people that I've been working with, I do have a U.S. tax attorney in Canada and in the U.S., and I also have a U.S. immigration attorney, which I've given them. My U.S. immigration attorney is in Ottawa, but he's from Toronto, and he's helped lots of my clients if they wanted to get legal status, whether it be a work visa or an E2 investment visa. There's lots of ways to get an actual visa just to investment in real estate that a lot of Canadians don't know that.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's really important to know because we want to give options to clients.
I remember now that we're talking about taxes that before we started filming, you were talking to us about some benefits that you might be able to help Canadians with when it comes to taxes there, like by making some type of...
Oh, the LLC?
Yes.
LLC,
yes.
I mean, you can either buy properties in the U.S. in your own personal name, husband and wife name, or in your sole name, or you can do it in a LLC, a limited liability company. And those companies are set up for tax purposes to give you some advantages when you're claiming and paying taxes in the United States. So usually they're set up you want to set them up. You can set up in any state, but you probably want to set up in a tax-free state. And those states would be like, for example, Delaware or Texas, Wyoming, and Florida. So I'm in the midst of setting up an LLC right now. In Florida for myself, for tax purposes.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah, it's good to know. I see that a lot of people are moving to Florida and Texas. So I think it's really good to know that you have the options for them. And when it comes to buying a property down there, you mentioned to me that there's a fee that you have to pay if you're not a U.S. citizen. Can you explain that to me a little bit further?
You're talking about on the purchase side when you're purchasing
when you
a house?
sell the property.
Oh no, there is. If you're a foreign national, that means no connection to the United States at all.
Yeah.
There is a withholding tax, but there's the same in Canada.
Yeah.
Like that. So if they have, like in Canada, I think the issue is with the Chinese investing in Canada, right? So they've put in these, I think it's 20% now in Canada. They have the same in the United States.
Okay.
So there's a withholding tax. You can hire a company that I know of, then they can claw back and get some of your taxes back. But that's if you're just moving out of the U.S. and wanting to get rid of all your property. They're going to hold, because it's a profit that you gained, but you're not a U.S. citizen, so they're going to tax you on it, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, like right now we don't have the time to go over so much information, but I think there's more options out there, and that's something that you and we're going to bring to the podcast and show people the difference and the benefits that we have down there. I remember when we met, we talked about the exchange.
S Corp, you mean?
Exchange.
The exchange rate?
The exchange 1030. Remember that program that they have? No? Okay. So we have to cut that one out. Yeah, when we met, we talked about the exchange 1030 exchange. If you sell the house and you keep the profit, you can buy another one and you have to pay tax.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And within 30 days or
30
so.
days, yeah.
You can bring the tax liabilities off to another property.
Exactly.
You can do that. Yeah. As long as as long as you can show you're selling the property and you're bringing the profits from one purchase to another purchase.
Exactly. So that's something that we want to go over with more detail in the future. But those are benefits that we don't have here. So I think it's really important to know what are they and how they work and see if you want to invest down there. Let me go again. Brad, can you tell me where people can find you?
Yeah, I'm available through email at USA Canada Mortgages @gmail.com.
Okay.
Or I'm not sure whether I can give you my phone number out or not. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can do
And
that.
my phone number is 416-587-1664.
Okay.
You can call me there also.
I remember that you have a website. Can you tell us
Yeah,
your website?
I do have a website. It's www.beauchampmortgages.com.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us, for sharing your knowledge. This has been another episode of Financial GPS. Today we talked about Florida, about how to invest in Florida. If you're interested, if you're a Canadian citizen, know that it's possible. If you don't have any legal status in the US, you can still purchase a house there. So if you have any questions, contact any of us and we'll guide you through the process if you're interested in buying in Florida. Thank you so much for being with us. See you next time.